My name is Marybelle Whiteman. I am the mother of my firstborn among 5 siblings, and I'm happy to announce that she has a story to tell, and it's going to be a good one.
Thank you, Mom. I appreciate that. So I want to ask you if you remember this book. This is the Negro Motorist Green Book, and when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I remember Daddy was home from one of his long trips, and I saw this laying on top of his bag. It was open, and I love to read. I would read anything, so I picked it up. Yes, I would read the phone book. I picked it up, and I asked Daddy what it was, because it's just a list. And he said, well, Cookie, that's a list of places that are good to stay. And I didn't think anything else about it until the movie Green Book came out a few years ago, and I remembered, and I hadn't thought about it in all those years. Yeah, 40 years, 50 years. And then I remember picking the book up and asking him what it was, and I remember his response. And of course, 50 years later, I have a much better understanding of what this book was for. So we traveled with Daddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when we were
in the summertime.
Yes, when school was out.
When school was out, you're right.
So tell me what you remember about those trips.
Oh, they were fun trips. I remember we would pack the car and get everybody settled in, and about 2 miles down the road, one of the kids would say, "Are we there yet?"
That's true.
So we had to go through some of that, and but these trips were fun for us, naturally. The first time we ran into anything that was not apropos, it's a good word, was as an occasion when my husband had stopped for some gas. And at that time, they would normally come in and put the gas in for you. But on this occasion, it didn't happen, and my husband kept watching and waiting and looking for the attendant to come out. And finally, he got out and poured the gas himself. And the gentleman came out and said, "You finished?" And my husband said, "Yes." And of course, that was strange to me.
Yeah.
That was a strange situation. I don't know exactly what happened. But other than that, the trips were very, very good. And we would stop at the appropriate places that we knew were in the Green Book, and just followed that method all the way during the times. We would not travel at night very much, except on the interstates, because they were safe. And right,
I wouldn't have thought of that, but
yeah, we traveled on the interstates at night.
Yeah, when we had to go. Well, of course, all I remember is being in the back seat with my brother Sam and Greg, and then eventually Renee and David, as time moved on, and how much fun it was, and the silly things that we would do. Daddy singing that "Hello, Mother, Hello, Father" song that he loved so much.
That was hilarious.
And
couldn't carry a tune
at all. But after I saw the movie and began to understand what this book was, I came to understand that at any point in time, if we'd taken the wrong exit or anything had gone wrong, we could have been in danger.
Absolutely.
And that is terrifying to me now, and I realize how fortunate we were to stay safe, and that we had something that would kind of help us stay safe.
Absolutely, and of course this little Green Book helped us along the way. This was our travel guide. Absolutely, it was our travel guide.
Yeah, wow. So, Mom, when you look back on that time and the history that you've lived in your 90 years, what's your biggest regret?
Oh my goodness, my biggest regret. Well, that would take us a little bit off of the Green Book subject, but since I have the opportunity to express some of my regrets, one of the things that I remember most that I regret, and it bothers me to this day, is the fact that my inability to go further than about four generations back
In your history.
in my
family
history. Why can't I know of someone in my family that lived beyond that time?
Yeah.
You know, and that still bothers me to this day, because my grandfather, my grandmother's father, my great grandfather, William Johnson, was a slave as a boy, and that's as far back as I can go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's the reason why
Yeah.
he was a slave as a boy.
Right, right.
All right, so that's one of my biggest regrets.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me flip the table on you and ask you what is one of your biggest joys?
Oh my goodness. Watching my mother's family and even their family strive for educational excellence. That goes back 3 generations.
It does.
And I remember, I have pictures of my grandmother's family. I have pictures of my mother's family, the Hills, saying,
All the siblings.
yeah, and the siblings, and the fact that they were stressed getting an education. And one of the mottos in their family, which is traveled down to this present generation, is not if you're going to college, it's where you're going and
Yes.
when you're going.
Yes.
So that's one of my biggest joys. And of course, giving birth to all my beautiful children and seeing them growing up and being successful, yes.
Well, thank you so much for saying that, Mama. And thank you for watching our memories of the Green Book.